So this article actually rhymed with me, and it is particularly dedicated for those people who are working in the industry software professionals, and their organization is stuck with .NET, having an old legacy versions, or even if it is not a legacy version, I mean, it will be legacy in a year's time, even if they are starting with .NET 10. So how do we approach this problem of not going for upgrading every year that they come up with a release? Today we are breaking down an important perspective shared by Andrew Locke, a well-known voice in the .NET community. His recent analysis highlights a critical issue. Many enterprises struggle to keep up with Microsoft's .NET rapid release cycles, and when they fall behind, the risks multiply, especially when running unsupported frameworks. In this video, we'll walk through the key points from Andrew's article and see why paid support models are becoming essential for organizations using .NET at scale. So remain tuned with the entire video. So Andrew Locke is the author of .NET Escapades blog. He wrote a detailed article explaining why many companies using .NET should seriously consider paying for extended support, especially after Microsoft ends mainstream updates for specific versions. And the blog itself was sparked by the discovery of a major .NET vulnerability, and it highlights how unprepared many organizations are when support ends. Now, the full link to the article is provided for those who want the deeper context. Now, Microsoft's .NET lifecycle is predictable but strict. Standard term support receives support for 2 years, while long-term support versions get 3 years. To remain supported, you must run the latest patch of that release. That is very important to understand. So even software architects are sometimes not aware of this fact that you should run the latest patch of that release to remain supported. So if you are even one patch behind, you are technically unsupported. Alright. And while your application may continue running, it will continue running in all probability, but won't receive security updates. So that's where the danger begins. Now, what are the risks of unsupported .NET versions? Running unsupported .NET runtimes exposes organizations to real and immediate risks. So Andrew uses the example of CVE 2025-55315, a severe request smuggling vulnerability rated at 9.9 out of 10. If a version of .NET is out of support, you are not getting the fix, even if the vulnerability is critical. This is especially problematic for regulated sectors like finance, healthcare, and government, where operating insecure runtimes can violate compliance and legal standards. But upgrading isn't always that simple. So breaking changes across the versions. Now, with every upgrading, you might need an upgrade of tooling and CI/CD updates. And also, there are infrastructure and deployment changes that may be brought forward, maybe a thing of consideration, and training and certification for engineering teams, which will cost time and money. But there is a paid support solutions for the .NET ecosystem also. While Microsoft does not provide extended support for old .NET versions beyond their life cycles, several third-party vendors in the ecosystem offer paid support for organizations that need it. So they provide patched runtimes to mitigate critical vulnerabilities. These solutions typically provide patched runtimes and security updates without requiring full migrations. And they often include compliance-focused distributions. Now, this gives enterprise additional time to modernize while maintaining security and compliance. And these are some of the key reference links. And the final takeaway is that staying on the supported .NET version is always the best long-term strategy, but the reality is that the large enterprises often cannot upgrade quickly due to complexity, cost, or operational constraints. Running unsupported .NET version is risky, non-compliant and unsafe. Paid post end-of-the-life support solutions provide a secure, practical bridge, keeping systems protected while teams prepare for modernization. This is the core message of Andrew Locke's analysis, and it's a message every enterprise using .NET should take seriously.